Good morning, my name is Josh from Cyclones Oz, and this is your detailed weather forecast update for Monday the 12th of January 2026. We still have the remnants of Tropical Cyclone Koji, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to stick around in central Queensland for the next couple of days, and this is a real big problem for the flooding standpoint here across central Queensland. Even the Capricornia coastline, parts of that are expected to be underwater by the time this event is done, this rainfall event here. We've got returning severe thunderstorm potential in towards southeastern Queensland and especially northeastern New South Wales. I'll have the details on that in just a few minutes, and the potential for another developing tropical low or even a tropical cyclone out into the Coral Sea, and I'll talk about that at the end of this forecast update. If you're brand new to my channel, please do consider subscribing and also leave a like on the video while you're at it. But let's get stuck straight into an update on Tropical Cyclone Koji right now, or ex-Tropical Cyclone Koji. It made landfall yesterday just outside of Bowen, and it's now moving in towards central Queensland, located roughly about here. It's made that really big dive south, which is quite interesting, and it's really dragged a lot of rainfall further south with it as well. We were initially expecting the Clark Ranges to pick up the bulk of the rainfall, and whilst the Clark Ranges have picked up in a few spots half a metre plus, the worst of the rainfall is now sliding in south of Mackay down to about Rockhampton, in fact about as far south as Gladstone, kind of between this red corridor here that I've just drawn, with the heavy falls now currently being reported around St Lawrence and Serena, and some decent rainfall accumulations onto the southern side of the low pressure system, of course, around the Claremont area, where some significant flooding is currently unfolding. Now, we are expecting the remainder of today to be quite wet. In fact, our convective forecast modelling is calling for a whole lot more rainfall to occur around the Rockhampton area, particularly just towards the north of Rockhampton. Lots of shower and thunderstorm activity is on the forecast this afternoon into this evening, and we may see potential convergence zone activity, which will really exacerbate that rainfall and flash flooding potential towards the north of Rockhampton and around the Gladstone area as well. And I'll have to revise my forecast, but for Rockhampton and Gladstone, I'm now expecting some significant rainfall accumulations, particularly this afternoon into this evening. Rockhampton should pick up a further 100 millimetres. Gladstone likely to see at least 30 millimetres, but could get closer to the 100 millimetre mark if they are lucky. Significant falls also expected on the southern side of the low pressure system, which will be moving further inland throughout the course of today, and that will mean that Claremont and locations down to the south of Claremont, right down through Moranbah and Glendon, also likely to see some significant rainfall accumulation throughout this afternoon and this evening. And you can see rainfall doesn't really ease off tomorrow either. We'll still see heavy shower and thunderstorm activity across the Capricornia coastline before severe thunderstorms with potential heavy rainfall and damaging wind gusts return further north and through inland areas, but lots and lots of rainfall forecast to continue throughout today, and then for coastal locations, a lot more rainfall still to come throughout tomorrow as well. And you can see we are waking up to a big flooding problem. This is at Lake Teresa here. Just a few hours ago at sunrise, you can see that the water was, pumping over the weir, but you can see it was pretty calm, all things considered. And this is a look at it right now. Look at how much this has came up in the last 2 hours alone. It's absolutely crazy, the volume of water that's coming through here, and it's continuing to rise very, very rapidly as well. If you've got an eagle eye or a really colourful screen, you can see we've got that clear distinction between the muddy waters through here and the clear waters through here, which means this river is just absolutely roaring. It is absolutely rocketing down, and there is nothing in its path that's going to stop it here. This is a lot of water to be coming over this weir board here. You can see there's probably about 20 or 30 mil before that water crashes over this weir board up here, and that's kind of where the dam will, lose its structural integrity. So there's a lot of water still to come here. And whilst I'm not insinuating here that this dam is likely to fail, you can see just how close this is to being a real big problem across Queensland. It already is a real big problem, but this is really, really close to being an absolute disaster in a few spots. And then this here is just outside of Claremont, also at the Teresa Creek. Just a few hours ago, I posted a photo on Facebook, and this is what the creek here looked like. You can see you've got that road there, and it drops down a little bit because it is a bit of a floodway. This is what it looked like 24 hours ago. You can see that it is quite a large creek and can handle a substantial amount of water. And then this is it right now. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And the flooding that's going on in this part of Queensland is, comparatively speaking, the worst flooding that we've seen throughout Queensland in the last couple of weeks since that northwestern flooding up and towards the northwest of Queensland, Cloncurry and surrounds. But yeah, it is absolutely crazy how much water's coming through here, and there's a lot more water still to come. This is here around the Isaac River again. You can see that down there just a few hours ago had very little water coming over the spillway, and now it's just absolutely pumping. So we're expecting a lot more water to come through throughout the course of today, and that's the thing that I always like to reiterate home, is that the flooding and the rainfall and the flash flooding flooding impacts typically lag the actual rainfall occurring by about 12 to 24 hours. So because all of this rainfall fell overnight at Claremont, 190 millimeters and counting overnight, we're looking at the worst of this flooding coming in around lunchtime out towards this afternoon and into this evening. So it is going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better in towards Queensland. Remember, if it is flooded, forget it. There's a lot more rainfall still to come, and you do need to be safe, and you need to make sure that you are ready to have an evacuation plan in case you are put under an evacuation order. I'm actually surprised that there's not any evacuation orders currently right now through any part of Queensland. That could change, so make sure to keep on top of the emergency Queensland page, just in case that does change throughout the course of today. But I'm actually really surprised that places have escaped the evacuation warnings and the worst impacts that were possible from this rainfall and flooding event. But yeah, still plenty more rainfall still to come throughout today, tomorrow, and even by extension in towards Wednesday. Tonight is going to be a wet one, particularly around Rockhampton down towards Gladstone. Some good rainfall also forecast in more inland locations. I would like to say that the worst of the rainfall is behind us. It's just that case that flooding lags that rainfall 12 to 24 hours behind, and as such, the worst of the flooding is still, coming in towards this afternoon and into this evening. So that is a very important factor to understand right now. Southeastern Queensland, unfortunately, there's not an awful lot of rainfall coming through in this event here, and I'm actually surprised at how bullish the Bureau of Meteorology is being on their rainfall forecast, particularly for the Brisbane area. We will see a couple of showers and rainfall move through into the Brisbane area throughout the course of this afternoon into this evening. You can actually see on the latest radar imagery, we're starting to see this rain band here develop around the Sunshine Coast. It's nothing too crazy or heavy, but it's creeping slowly towards the south, streaming in here from the Pacific Ocean. We've got a couple of heavier showers down here into the northeast of New South Wales, but overall it's just going to be a very cloudy start to the day before a few showers and thunderstorms potentially build into the afternoon and the evening. The best chance for this rainfall is going to be further north into the Sunshine Coast. The better chance for rainfall is going to be even further north there into the Fraser Coast and the Tin Can Bay area up towards Fraser Island and Hervey Bay, for example. But there is still a chance of some rainfall and shower activity through the southeast, through Brisbane and the Gold Coast. It's just not a very high chance right now. And in terms of heavy falls, we're really not expecting anything throughout the course of today. Rainfall will ease back a little bit later tonight into early tomorrow morning, and then we are expecting rainfall to pretty much ease off actually through tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon across southeast Queensland, which is why I'm absolutely shocked that BOM is calling for 10 to 50 millimeters, because I'm looking at these forecast models here and I'm not seeing one suggestion that Tuesday is going to bring heavy rainfall across southeastern Queensland. Even the convective forecast models, which can be pretty hit or miss, granted, are also not calling for this rainfall here. And I think the reason for that is because what we're expecting is convergent zone activity to set itself up. And if convergent zone activity, which is where you got those clashing southeasterly and northeasterly winds driving that rainfall ashore in towards the Queensland coastline, does get itself set up across Brisbane or the Gold Coast, you'll be looking at far more rainfall. But just looking at the current forecast models right now, where those winds do clash up and where that trough is forecast to be tomorrow, it looks like the chance of this convergent zone rainfall, which I've been banging on about for the last couple of days, is exclusively for the Sunshine Coast. Anywhere north of about Noosa up towards Rainbow Beach and Hervey Bay is where this rainfall is forecast to come in. Again, it's convergent zone activity, so we're really not 100% sure where the heaviest falls are going to be, but throughout the course of today, it looks like later this afternoon into this evening, some locally heavy rainfall may develop towards the north of Noosa, up in towards the Tin Can Bay and the Rainbow Beach area, and particularly along the Fraser Coast as well. But I don't really expect anything too crazy to develop into the Brisbane or the Gold Coast area, and that's just, looking at it right now, looking back at the satellite imagery, I mean, if there was something significant that was going to develop here, we'd be looking at some much more significant cloud coverage here, building and drawing itself down towards the south. But yeah, I do think for the most part, Brisbane and the Gold Coast are going to miss out on the bulk of this rainfall here, with maybe 10, 15, 20 millimeters in the rain gauges around Brisbane today, and very little in the rain gauges tomorrow. And the Gold Coast will be even worse off, unfortunately. A lot of places down here really looking out and really calling out for some rainfall, so this is not really the news that you'd want to hear. The good news is, and I guess the silver lining is, we do get a couple of thunderstorms towards the end of the week. Thursday, thunderstorm chances begin to build in towards the northeast of New South Wales, and then Friday we could be seeing a thunderstorm, potentially even a severe thunderstorm outbreak, particularly into the Granite Belt and the Darling Downs out here and towards southeast Queensland. But we may also see a couple of showers and thunderstorms pushing towards southeast Queensland as well, along the Gold Coast and into the Brisbane area. I wouldn't be getting our hopes up for significant rainfall accumulations associated with these thunderstorms. It's a bit too early to say right now, but it's not exactly a great environment for these thunderstorms. There is going to be some instability coming through, and you can see values here on Friday up in towards the 1500s across a few pockets of the Granite Belt and the Darling Downs, and we may be talking about some more significant values into the northeast of New South Wales on Thursday. But overall, the chances are going to be there for a few thunderstorms to kick themselves off. But In terms of other aspects, the forecast right now, if we have a look at a convective sounding on, if we go back to Friday, you can see it's a pretty dry environment, all things considered. Lots and lots of dry air through the mid-levels of the environment, and that's just not favourable for thunderstorms at all. You can see wind shear values as well are looking okay. They're nothing flash, but 30 knots will get a strong thunderstorm off the ground if something can get itself going. But yeah, this is definitely a very touch and go sounding right now. This is not looking too good for thunderstorm chances. So what's all my take on this? Well, I do reckon south of, or southeast of Toowoomba, southwest of Toowoomba rather, out towards Goondiwindi, Texas and these sort of locations here west of Warwick, we will likely see a good thunderstorm or two move through on Friday afternoon and evening. But in terms of the risk for southeastern Queensland, it's too dry and it's too stable down in towards southeast Queensland to really get a good thunderstorm off the ground on Friday, and definitely not much is expected on Thursday either. So unfortunately, it looks like another dry streak with these thunderstorms here. Maybe a good thunderstorm or two out towards the Goondiwindi or the Warwick area, but again, I'm not really getting my hopes up for anything too significant right now. Saturday, we do see a bit more moisture coming in from the Pacific Ocean, which may provide some more high precipitation storm mode chances across parts of Queensland southeast, particularly into the Burnett forecast district and also through parts of the Scenic Rim and the Wivenhoe outlook. But again, I'm really not looking at a great chance of thunderstorm activity here. And if we refer back to our convective available potential energy numbers here, typically for thunderstorms you want at least 1,000, and these numbers are about half of that until you get further inland where they do start to become semi-favourable. And then for severe thunderstorms, you want ideally 1,500 plus. We're not even anywhere close to that around the Brisbane or the Gold Coast area. We need it to be a lot hotter and a lot more humid. There's just too much dry air and a little bit too less heat across southeastern Queensland to really get a good thunderstorm or two off the ground at this weekend. So yeah, not looking too good for thunderstorm chances across southeast Queensland. It looks like another fizzy banger weather event for these locations. We were talking about this rainfall may be coming through and then it just, kind of falls apart. It teases us and then falls apart at the last minute. And that's sort of what I'm seeing here on the forecast models, unfortunately. So not a happy picture, that's for sure. In terms of other stuff, before I turn this update fully tropical, we've got a couple of showers and thunderstorms here and towards the southwest of WA. No severe stuff, but you can see into the Wheatbelt region a couple of rumbles waking us up this morning. Nothing into the Perth metro area, at least nothing that I woke up to. Keep in mind, I did sleep like a baby last night, but we do have a couple of showers and thunderstorms rolling through into the Wheatbelt area, a few bolts of lightning, a few drops of rainfall out here, but it's kind of that high-based sporadic rainfall drop stuff, so don't get your hopes up for any significant rainfall if you are watching from into the Wheatbelt. Very nostalgic talking about the Wheatbelt. I haven't actually, mentioned them in the weather forecast for the past couple of months, so very happy to be able to talk about you. And if you are in the Wheatbelt, first of all, welcome. Second of all, good to be back. A couple of thunderstorms likely to keep themselves off in the next hour or two out to the goldfields, but apart from that, it's just part of this west coast trough, which is pushing rapidly inland, and it's expected to be a calm morning as such across southwestern WA, but then that big sea breeze coming in later this afternoon, a bit of reprieve to the heat that is rolling through. Tropical moisture feeding in across the Northern Territory. That monsoon trough is still very active across northern Queensland and parts of the NT, and that's feeding in a lot of moisture across the Northern Territory and in towards far northern Queensland and also pockets of northwestern Queensland as well. Not translating to any rainfall, which is good news. They've had their fair share, and even the central Queensland stuff as well should drop back a little bit throughout the course of today. However, in saying that, that monsoon trough is going to linger around for a little bit, and we are expecting a few things to happen as a result. A strengthening monsoon trough to around the 20th of January is likely to provide us with a broad tropical low somewhere in the Coral Sea or over into the Gulf of Carpentaria. It'll also likely spin off a tropical cyclone somewhere offshore into the Indian Ocean around the WA borders, but more details on that in a future forecast update. And I'll talk about these ones up here as well in this afternoon's forecast update, because the details on this one are still pretty murky right now, and I want to actually give it a proper outlook, before I really get stuck into the details up here into the Gulf of Carpentaria or offshore from northern Queensland. Out here into the Coral Sea, we are looking at another low pressure system beginning to develop, and that's likely to get itself going towards the end of this week. You can see a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity centred towards the north west of New Caledonia and the due west of Vanuatu. Now, what we're expecting here is a tropical low to slowly develop in the next couple of days, heading towards Queensland and then recurving away before it gets anywhere near Queensland or the Coral Sea for that matter. And this is not a Queensland threat either. I've seen a lot of forecasts really hyping this system up, coming in towards the central Queensland coastline and delivering a boatload of rainfall, some very strong winds. That's just not going to happen, which is very good news indeed. They don't need another tropical cyclone or rainfall event out there, and this system here will be ripped away from Queensland before it can get anywhere near Queensland and sent down to the graveyard and then eventually down towards New Zealand as well. So really no threat from this system here, and there's not one forecast model that's calling for anything coming in towards the Queensland coastline in the next week or so. But you can see longer range stuff is definitely suggesting that stronger monsoon wind trough and maybe a tropical low or a rain-bearing depression sometime around Australia Day. So that's going to be another feature that we do need to keep our eyes on right now. But again, details on that looking pretty murky right now. I'll talk about that in more detail in this afternoon's forecast update, which is just going to be tropical cyclones. So make sure you do buckle up and get ready for that. I'm very excited to be able to make that video. But that is going to do it for today's weather forecast update. Those in central Queensland, stay safe from the rainfall and the flooding that is lashing your region right now. Go check out the Facebook page for more photos, videos, and updates over there. Plenty more information coming out throughout the course of today and throughout the course of the week as well. So it's a bit of a reset week for me. We're going to be looking a lot more into the long range forecasts. So stick around for that as well. But that's going to do it for me this morning, and I will see you again this afternoon. If you are brand new to the channel, do consider subscribing, and also a massive thank you to our channel sponsors. Their names are on screen right now. There was another 10 or so yesterday, so a massive thank you to all of those that have clicked the join button. And if you haven't already, then please consider clicking the join button down below. But that's going to do it for me today, and I'll catch you on the next storm. Goodbye.